What's up, all you Kevins? I am out here near my home and I have an awesome Foxbody. We're going to give you guys all the details. The guy that's behind this is an actual Ford technician, and this car has a mod motor in it. Really cool updates. So check it out. Here we go. What's up, everybody? I've got the owner here. We got Michael, and this is an amazing Fox. And we're going to get into all the details because I had to have him out for it because I love the wheels first off and the stance. You guys know that. This is a really nice car. So, man, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm doing fantastic, man. And I'm glad you live local. We met at a car show. It's
super
cool.
Appreciate you bringing me out. Yeah, it's super cool.
Absolutely, man. So first off, what is the car?
The car is actually a 79 Cobra. When I got the car, there was nothing 79 Cobra left about it. It had been completely ready for paint, sanded down. There was nothing. It was originally like the orange and black 79 Cobras.
Oh, yeah.
There was nothing left of that. It was a primered shell of a Foxbody when I got it. The car kind of came with a New Edge parts car that I loaded up in the back of my pickup truck to bring home and put this on the trailer. So that's kind of where the car started. So I had New Edge car for parts, and I had this empty shell of a 79 Cobra, and so I ran with it. I've been Ford tech for a long time. I've always been a fan of mod motor. I wanted to put one in a Fox. I see them all the time. I think it's just super cool swap. This is not a set the world on fire Terminator swap. It's just a little 2-valve, but I think it's a pretty cool little engine. It's a great swap. I built this car for my wife.
Okay.
100% for my wife. We were looking for her a project. We've got a bunch of cars. She wanted her own car.
Okay.
She had some criteria. I was still at the Ford dealer full time when I built this car, obviously. So I knew she was going to drive the car a lot. I didn't want her to call me at 10 o'clock in the morning. Hey, I went to get coffee. The car won't start. What's wrong with it? I'm not dealing with that. So I was like, okay, all modern engine, transmission, got a 4.6 2-valve. So then I delve into it. Obviously, New Edge K member. It all fits in. It's nothing crazy.
I gotcha.
Good driver, makes fantastic power.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah. I know there's a lot crazier stuff. Everything has a Coyote in it and it makes 10,000 horsepower. Everything on YouTube at least makes 4,000 horsepower.
SquarePants, I can't believe what I'm hearing here.
Well, I don't hear anything.
I'm sure all the people watching remember back in the day, say in the 90s, if you had a 300 horsepower Foxbody, you had you had a really fast car. I also had the mentality of, I want to be able to go anywhere and get a part for it.
Yeah.
What kind of car are you screwing up today, huh? Huh? Okay. Yeah, what year model? Mm-hmm. Well, what's the engine size? Or am I gonna have to read your mind what little there is of it, huh?
Every part store across the country has parts for a 99 to 04 Mustang.
This magic screen here says we got 2 of them, but I wouldn't bet on it. Let me put an eyeball on it. Hold on.
Engine, trans, computer, everything is basically New Edge car. Brakes, suspension, steering stuff. It's got a New Edge rack in it. So if it needs a rack, you have to do some modifications, tie rod ends and stuff, of course, as you guys know, doing that kind of stuff. But you can get a part anywhere.
Yo, parts. Yeah, front or rear.
Okay.
So that was kind of, I wanted to lead the interior basically. My original vision, my wife's original vision was from the outside, it looks unsuspecting, probably got a 302 in it or whatever.
Right.
And stock interior, stock gauge, as I like that style. I like to see a car and you're like, then you open the hood and it's like, oh wow, that's interesting. Whether it's a 10,000 horsepower Coyote or just a little baby 2-valve, it's like, that's cool.
What wheels do you have on the car?
So we actually looked for wheels for a long time, and me and the wife both wanted a mesh style wheel, and I was just running into different, you find a wheel you like and they're not offered in, say, certain offsets or sizes, and I was looking for obviously kind of a fitment, so I found these wheels. They're Arc Industries is who makes the wheels. They make a bunch of different wheels, and they're a affordable line of wheels. Just wanted something that had a good stagger and would offer it in a few offsets so I could really stance it out right, because it's on coilovers, standard Mustang style coilovers in the front. It's got the threaded perch on the lower arm in the rear and just the spring, so it's not a full coilover setup in the rear, just basic entry level stuff. We're not going road racing with it, but I wanted the car to handle good. It does have 93 convertible front sway bar. There was a couple of years they had this big sway bar, so it has a 93 convertible front sway bar, all urethane. It actually has a 94, 95 Cobra R or 95 Cobra R. The hollow rear bar, the Motorcraft replacement, it was a big thing. Some people are, So the car handles great. It drives good.
Good.
And I wanted it, it is a little stiff, but like I said, my wife drives the car. I knew it was gonna be kind of fitmented close. I didn't want all in the fenders all the time driving it. So yeah, there is some stiffness to it, and that's, you know, it's part of it anymore, you know?
I got you.
Those
What
are
about
great.
brakes behind there? I noticed
Brakes
you got
are
some
just
brakes.
stock 99-04 brakes with just, you know, standard drilled slotted rotors. The brakes and all that stuff, I literally loaded in the back of my truck. I have some pretty cool pictures of the car on the trailer, emptied, the back of the truck squatted because it's full of a new edge, basically. So yeah, it's just stock new edge brakes all the way around, no Cobra stuff. So the paint color is dark shadow gray, CX. Everybody loves dark shadow gray. It, once again, took forever to pick a color and really wasn't the final like dead set choice, but it was getting time to paint and we're making decisions. It's like, all right, you know what, dark shadow gray is really hard to beat. And like I said, when I got the car, it was basically ready for paint and we were full blown ready, was ready to hit the streets. I was gonna take this car to Mako, just have them paint it because I couldn't find really anybody to paint it. It's crazy money. Really good friend of mine, hot rod friend of mine, was like, hey man, you gotta let me paint this car. It's turning out too nice. Let's put a nice paint job on it. So I fully thank my friend Robbie for the paint job. He was like, man, your car's coming out too cool. It's like, let's just do it right. So, and I'm super thankful for that. And I'm glad that that happened that way. PI 2-valve, I have an 02 GT. I did go through it. It's got big cams, valve springs, long tubes, injectors. Heads and intake manifold are lightly ported, cleaned up, if I will say. I'm not big engine builder or port guy, but that's cleaned up. So everything's supporting. I took the factory harness, dumbed down the rest of it. It's on a factory ECU that I tuned with HP tuners. McLeod billet flywheel, clutch setup, just, and the Tremec T45 right out of the new edge car that came with it. And that's what it runs. It's nothing. It's BBK long tubes, a BBK X pipe with flow masters and turndowns.
All right. So I know, and maybe not everybody knows, but why don't you tell us, because you already mentioned it, the difference between a PI and non-PI, and what should people be looking for out there, since you're obviously into these mod motors?
I'm into the mod motors. I have another new edge car at home that's got a little hotter setup than this in it. The PI stuff was power improvement. So pre-99, they were very small port head, very low, not low power, and then underpowered. Then around 99, they came out with the PI motor. It actually made some good power for that standard of the day, you know, and just a regular Mustang GT. So the PI motor has bigger port, intake manifold's a little bit better flowing because it's bigger. But that's basically the gist of a PI, non-PI. The cool thing, that I guess the hot setup that I would say that I have in my red cars, the non-PI engines had a flat piston. So small valve, big combustion chamber, but it had a flat piston. So a PI head is a pretty small combustion chamber, a little bit larger valve. So you put that on top of a non-PI motor, you get good compression, and it actually is a significant gain. This is not a this is a full PI. My new edge car is a flat piston non-PI, and it makes a little bit more power, and it's a good upgrade. But as far as pretty much all the 4.6s are, you know, it's a 4.6. It's, you know, we know about 4.6. They've been around. They've been powering Crown Vics, arguably the greatest vehicle on the road ever. So yeah, and I like it. It's a cool swap. I think it's a cool looking engine, and it's not wild enough. I did the Hydro Boost and everything with it. I wanted to kind of make it look like Ford did it, and I do like people at a car show come up and they're unfazed by it because they don't even realize that it's. If you don't know, you don't realize that, oh, that didn't come in this car, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of like that.
Why don't you start it up for us? Love to hear it.
So like it's got stage 3 comp cams, big valve springs, all the supporting mod for that. So it's got a great chop.